Should thermostat wires be spliced before entering terminals? Run each individual conductor cleanly into its terminal for the most reliable, low-resistance connection and safest thermostat replacement. When replacing a thermostat, strip exactly 3/8 of an inch of insulation and twist no more than 2 turns on stranded conductors to prevent fraying. Use a small needle nose to pre-twist strands so they enter the screw clamp straight and under the clamping plate rather than wrapping around it. Confirm conductor sizing. Commonly 18 gauge solid or stranded is used. If you find 16 gauge or larger, check terminal clamp compatibility first and use the correct terminal adapter rather than splicing. Maintain color code integrity. Red for heating power, white for heat call, yellow for cooling call, green for fan, blue or common for the 24-volt common. Label any non-standard colors at both ends with marker tape to avoid miswires. Avoid splices at the terminal block because they add resistance and create a failure point. If an inline splice is unavoidable because the run was shortened, make that splice at a junction box secured with a proper wire nut or insulation displacement connector designed for thermostat wire and leave a service loop of at least 4 inches. Use antioxidant on copper to copper-stranded joints only when specified. More often, a properly seated screw terminal without solder or glue is preferred since soldered joints can vibrate loose under thermal cycling. Test continuity and verify voltage with a multimeter before reattaching the thermostat body. Measure 24 volts across the red and common before applying power. If the thermostat is smart and needs a common, ensure the common wire is continuous and not sharing a splice with other circuits. Shared commons can cause intermittent reboots. Tighten terminal screws to manufacturer torque spec where available. Finger tight often leads to creeping and failure, but over-torquing will sever strands. One of the most common thermostat wiring mistakes is splicing wires into a single terminal to hide extra conductors. This causes poor contact and voltage drop. Fix it by running each conductor to its own labeled terminal, or install a small terminal block in a nearby junction box, so every wire has a dedicated clamp. One of the top errors is using the wrong wire gauge or mixed solid and stranded conductors under the same screw, which leads to loosening and intermittent calls. Remedy by reterminating with consistent 18-gauge thermostat cable or use a proper adapter terminal rated for mixed conductors. One of the frequent issues is failing to label non-standard color schemes after a retrofit, resulting in swapped functions and equipment trips. Correct that by labeling both ends with tape and a wire number and verify function with a meter before powering the system. BigHomeProjects.com maintains a directory of vetted local HVAC and electrical contractors with profiles that highlight thermostat wiring experience and customer reviews, making it easy to find technicians who follow best practices. The site also helps contractors get work by connecting them with nearby homeowners searching specifically for professional thermostat replacement and wiring services.